Okay, good afternoon to everyone. Let's get started with the analysis. Tujagenda ku mataf.net. Tugenda ku mataf.net. We are going to analyze the market. Got close all the currencies. We're going to look at all the currencies. So, first things first, ngenda soka mbalage my setup here. So here I'm looking at each currency. I'm only looking at the major currencies. Wano, I'm looking at the euro. Then once you are euro, I have the USD. Then on the right hand side, mukona wagulu, I have the pound, then the Canadian dollar. Once mukona on my right hand side. So I have a split screen here. So I'm looking at 8 currencies on Lundugumo, which I'm also looking at the quotes here. I'm looking at the CHF, the JPY, the New Zealand dollar, and the Australian dollar. So we see that the Australian dollar has actually done magic today. Okay, the Australian dollar did a volatility since morning. I've been watching the pair, and when we look at the other major pairs, zichalimo consolidation, I'm looking at price range between these. Okay, I think you see where I have my boxes. Major currency pairs, that's what I'm looking at. So what do you do here? If you still remember the other strategies that we talked about, what do you do exactly? You have to consider one thing, the dealing range high and low. Okay, it is the same strategy that you're going to use even while doing your analysis on the major pairs and the quotes as well. Okay, tekitegeza nti buli wolaba 50 level you jump. So wano ku pound Japanese yen tulaba tuli ku 50 level here. But before you jump ku chart and trying to sell ku 50 level, so kolabe, okay, what is happening ku price? Okay, what is happening ku the two currencies? So we see the pound right here. I'm going pound dollar, okay? Sorry, and the pound yongayo, because what I want us to do, I want but let's wait and see. Level, 20 level, we okay, keeps price, but no, you have the and the code. Okay, now you have the best buying and selling. So we see the pound here, it is a more uptrend. Okay, the pound is buying seriously here. Okay, more between this high and this low, we have the pound, but the more consolidation, and it is still buying. Let's go and see what exactly is. Okay, so you give me the pair, we do the analysis together. You give me the pair you're looking at, we do the analysis together. That's why we are here. That's why I'm here. You give all that. Katsoke tulabe ku trading view. I want to look first. Look at pairs, currencies bid here. The pound and the Japanese yen. If you don't know this website, link in the description. Once you can still use it to analyze, but do not use it to trade. Okay, you're only using it for analysis to see which one is buying and which other one is selling. Okay, you're not using it to enter. I'm only using it for analysis to see which. Let's have the JPY and the pound 50. I'm seeing that pair. Tulaba tuliku 50 level. When you see the pound yen tuliku 50 level, the institutional level right here, winter day red bund one, winter day line yange one. Will it keep price lower? Let's compare. Let's first compare the two. Let's first compare the two using this website. Okay, tulabe bulungi what each currency is doing. Tulabe bulungi what each currency is doing. Aussie dollar, it's okay. We are coming to the Aussie dollar. Tujja kujja ku AUD currencies, we shall come to those pairs. So this is the Japanese yen here. The Japanese yen is falling, okay, and the pound is buying. Seriously, the pound is buying. So tuli ku institutional level. Ate bwe tubanga tuli ku institutional level ku pound yen, do not sell here because the base is buying. Unless nga tulaba nga pound etandise okudropinga, that's when you sell to the 50 level. Okay, tuyinza okuba tuli ku 50 level but tekitegeeza nti you enter ku 50 level right here. Okay, so you wait, you have to wait. Let's look at 80 level. Price katujirindire ku 80 level. Price katujirindire ku 80 level. Ku 15 minutes time frame, we have this small candle right here that retailers call it's either a supply or demand. More concepts are with supply and demand. So we have that green candle ku 15. This for the pound to take few highs. Nadala about here. Let's wait and see what happens right here. Pound mazotuka one, okay. USD JPY katandike ne USD JPY. So let's have USD on our right hand side. Let's have USD. So on my right hand side, twina USD, and the USD is falling, and the Japanese yen is also selling. So what you're going to do is, one, you're not going to enter this market simply because all of them are selling. Awujabera mu consolidation. Let's do our analysis. Tulabe over to the mu consolidation ku USD JPY, because I am very sure tuli ku consolidation ku USD JPY. Reason being, all the currencies are selling. Voila, here we are. Okay, tuli mu consolidation here. USD JPY eri mu consolidation. Japanese yen etunda ne dollar etunda. Okay, so owa USD JPY, this is what I'm seeing. Chosobola okola kiri kimu, you mark this high here. Okay, you mark that high. You mark that high. Can you take a black? You mark that high and this low here. Okay, have that high and this low. Okay, have that high and this low. Osirike. Once tulaba twina liquidity down here. Price is consolidating here. Okay, between this high and this low. We will take this one, but first take these two, because zona zili mu consolidation. Okay, zona zili mu consolidation. So in between here we have a 50 level very close. Okay, we have the 50 level awenyine Japanese yen, United States dollar. But the other problem is, one, the two are consolidating. If the dollar sells, you will have to sell here. But as long as bichali mu consolidation byombi, if I mean dollar singa efuna muka retracement wagulu nga ku 80 level, then it sells, you go with this one. Okay, chovola bankugambye nti we have the likelihood of looking at an 80 level for your pair. Let's also mark the 80 level. Katumaking 80 level right there. Osirike. Okay, you just mark the level. No silika. So if we trade above the 50 level, you'll be waiting for 80 wagulao. Reason being, I'm looking at this high being taken as well. Okay, I'm looking at this high being taken. Wagulu wano tuina relative equal highs. If you see this very well, Japanese wagulu wa relative equal highs, we have an 80 level. So if we buy, I'm looking at the 80 level to push price lower for this liquidity A1C. Okay, that is if the dollar buys. If the dollar buys, kasatfuna strong move up. We are coming to the 80 level, and we're going to look for opportunities to sell because to look 50 level here. Okay, to look 50 level. If it takes this high, we are looking at this one also being taken. Okay, if it takes which high? If the Japanese yen takes, if the dollar Japanese yen takes that high, I'll be looking at this other high as well. Okay, before I enter the market, I will see this high also being attacked. USD JPY, Euro USD. Let's look at Euro USD. Let's look at Euro USD. So the trending market. What price is doing? It's just consolidating. Okay, so Euro USD. Let's look for Euro USD here. So this is our Euro USD to equal 60 level. My internet is poor. Okay, let's proceed. Let's proceed. Internet is giving me headache. Let's proceed. Let's proceed here. So this is the euro dollar, or your Asalia analysis euro dollar. I am looking at this high, but above this high we also have this other high. So I am looking at this zero level. Okay, time and price. At tuina only few minutes. Tuina only few minutes. At jukira ku Canadian dollar. We have the manufacturing data. If you go to investing.com, I'm going to see that we have high volatility. You expected Sawa Maker, Sawa is a new July 4th. So the United States Vaina independence. So excuse me if I don't call. Vaina independence. See. Just a second. All right, let's proceed. Let's proceed here. So on the Canadian dollar, we have the manufacturing data. Musawe mwene dakika tano right here. Musawe mwene dakika tano. We have the manufacturing PMI. Okay, we have the manufacturing PMI. So we are expecting a high volatility kweno currency pair. So 1 hour ahead of the market. Sawa meka bidi chitundu, and we see that we only have 5 minutes to the top of the hour. So katu gende ku measures tulabe Canadian dollar. So this is the card right here. One Simon Sonda. Let me maximize the Canadian dollar. So okay, to call it analysis. We see. So this is the Canadian dollar, where we are expecting high volatility because of the Maulide that is coming. So what do you do 1 hour ahead of time? That is our bidich to do according to what we have ku investing.com. Investing.com etugamba amawulire gajja fuluma sawa 3 kitundu, and we want to be 1 hour ahead of time, which is sawa 2 kitundu is New York. Okay, sawa 2 kitundu is New York. So eyes on the card, amaaso ku Canadian dollar index. If I am expecting bearishness here, what do? I will look for currencies ezina Canadian dollar, then I'm looking for institutional levels. Ezili kumpi na institutional levels. If you have a GBP card ngeli kumpi na institutional level and you already know that twins ofuna more bearishness, more Canadian dollar, you do what? You'll have to buy the GBP card. So kokole analysis, let's do the analysis together. Let's look for the GBP card. Tunonye GBP card. GBP card. What are we doing? We are going to have all Canadian pairs. Buli pair ya Canadian dollar tujaji kwatamoko. So you see, this is what we have here. We have the 80 level, just like I told you earlier, then twina 50 level. 2 minutes to sawa bidi chitundu, okay? 2 minutes to sawa bidi chitundu. 2 minutes to sawa bidi chitundu, and here we have something like a 50 level there. We have something like a 50 level. So I'm going to look at the 80 level and the 50 level. Now, if it is this one, remember to Gambian, if the Canadian dollar is the quote, if the Canadian dollar is the quote, tujalaba bearishness. Okay, tujalaba bearishness. So we have the 50 level right there. We have the 50 level. So I'm looking at 50 and 80. Okay, I'm looking at the 50 and 80. Remember, if we are to take this as our Asian range, dealing range high, okay, remember we first manipulate price, then we distribute. And if we are expecting high volatility news ku Canadian dollar, remember the Canadian dollar is a quote here, so price will have to fall. Okay, price kill that one. See, I'm looking at the 50 level or the 80. Sawa, tusigaze dakika. Let's keep watching the Canadian dollar, the index. So if it's not affected now, it's going to be affected an hour later, okay, after the news release. Okay, so that is what we are looking at. So Canadian dollar ne British pound, we have a 50 level here. We also have the 80 level. You very well know what to do. Entries to institutional levels. Your entries to institutional levels. Okay, entries to institutional levels. Let's see, this is okay, we also have this high. Okay, relative equal high is there. It is a retail resistance. Okay, it is a retail resistance. So what are you waiting for? You're waiting for price to either come here or here. Okay, we have two entries. We have the 80 and 50. Zizo sawa bidi chitundu eza New York. Let's keep watching the Canadian dollar. Let's keep watching the Canadian dollar. Okay, keep watching the Canadian dollar. If it drops, sawa bidi chitundu here, we are doing the opposite. We're doing the opposite. Okay, let's have a soundtrack. Let's have a soundtrack as we are analyzing the market. Let's have a soundtrack as we are analyzing the market. jump to the Canadian dollar, katukole analysis ne ku quotes nazo, we see how the quotes are behaving, because kumacha twafunyeyo manipulation mu quotes zona. Okay, all the quotes ngojeko pound, dollar, euro ne Canadian dollar. The other currencies were affected. The other four currencies, they were manipulated kumacha. Chetugenda kola tukole analysis kuzo nazo tulabe which one are we trading today. So tulabe which quote are we taking. We're not just entering the market. So on my left hand side upper corner twina CHF, my left hand side corner 1C twina JPY, right hand side corner wagulu twina New Zealand dollar, then right hand side mukona 1C twina Australian dollar. Let's jump to the New Zealand dollar because nina chendabye ku New Zealand dollar. The New Zealand dollar ran above a high. Okay, the New Zealand dollar ran above a high. Let me just look for New Zealand there. So let's analyze the New Zealand dollar. New Zealand dollar it moved downtrend, and it being in a downtrend, tulaba ono twina retail head and shoulder. Okay, we have a retail head and shoulder, and remember, whatever a retailer do to call the opposite. So they have this left shoulder, they have the head, they have the shoulder there. Okay, they're expecting to do something like that. This is what I'm seeing for me. For me, this is what I'm seeing. So we tudda ku gundi eya wansi eya bulijo, we tudda ku analysis here. We took this high and this other high. Okay, we took this high, we traded above that high, and so have we traded above this other high. Okay, so what are we expecting here? We are expecting bearish. Before we conclude, let's first see if we have any Gabadeo 7 hours ago. Okay, ku New Zealand dollar amawulire Gabadeo 7 hours ago. In the future, do we have amawulire ku New Zealand dollar, we have amawulire in 9 hours from now. Ku euro, we have a speech. We have 2 speeches expected. Sawa meka sawa 5 eza New York ne sawa nyachitundu eza New York. So what do we have here ku New Zealand dollar? Then we also have news in 9 hours from now. So here, what you do is 1, use institutional levels for entries. Let's go and look at the Canadian dollar. So tuchali stack will be below the 50 level here. Pound dollar tuchali once you have 50 levels. Okay, we are looking at these 2 levels as our entries. We are not trading against the trend. We are not trading against the trend. Reason being, I'm expecting bearish to Canadian dollar as a currency right here. Okay, I'm expecting bearishness to Canadian dollar. Okay, and yes, okay, expecting bearishness here. Entries to institutional levels only. You're only using your institutional levels for entries. You're not going to do what you think is right for you, but you're only using institutional levels. The CAD USD, the dollar is trying to buy and the Canadian dollar is trying to drop. Bwe tugenda ku USD CAD, tulaba tulina katrend katono nnyo akagezaako okwambuka. Okay, so where are we? Twabadde ku 50 level right here. Twabadde ku 50 level there. Remember yesterday twakoze analysis ku Zoom and we all saw that the dollar will be selling the whole of today. In a 50 level there, we also have an 80 level wagulao. Okay, we also have an 80 level there. So if the dollar goes down, and so is the USD card. Okay, and so is the USD card. It's between now and 10:30 o'clock, the New York time. Okay, between now and 10:30 o'clock, the New York time. Keep watching. Price. The Canadian dollar to in a high volatility news expected. Reason being to in a manufacturing data. Kweno currency. Olio mulala abadde agamba Euro JPY and Sharif ayagala Euro JPY and Pound JPY. Let's have the Pound first, GBP, JPY. Here. Let's have the GBP. So, okay, yenyini je twabaddeko. Okay, we analyzed kweno yenyini and we are looking at the 80 level. But I am seeing this pair market etambulira ku pace yayo unless we have high volatility news, either Japanese or British pound. Okay, awe tusobola ofuna ngeyambuka oba ngekirira. Okay, that's what we're looking at. So here tumaze okulaba we run above all those highs. So let's wait for price to take this low before we look for opportunities to follow what the New Zealand dollar is doing. Okay, wait for price to take this low before doing the opposite. Right here, because nzemba ndaba around here twinawo nzemba njirabanga breaker. Okay, njirabanga breaker. So let's pair which currency? The Euro JPY. Euro JPY. Euro JPY. The Euro JPY is behaving GBP JPY where they behaving. Okay. Then nera wagulu tuina. So we have the 50 level there. We also have the 80 level. Wagulu wa 50. We have the 80 level. What do I see here? Twinzo beda muka uptrend katono. Right here, twinzo beda muka uptrend katono. Both GBP JPY ne Euro JPY. Because see that about high volatility news expected to either pound or the euro today. Okay, we only have speeches and fine. Speeches is also affecting a market. Speeches is also affecting a market. Everything is possible in a forex market. So here you're going to do your analysis on a daily chart. You're going to do your analysis on the daily chart because you're looking at the Canadian dollar and the Eurozone here. Okay, we are looking at 10:30 and 11 and later in the night cool New Zealand dollar. Let's go to which currency pair, which pair? USD JPY tumazo chikoza AUD USD kizito D. Let's have a closer look. As usual, Coca-Cola these currencies here. Okay, first do your analysis currency or the which check. So AUD USD, I'm going to have the USD that side, then Mberene AUD on my left hand side. So the Aussie is buying and the dollar is selling. What are you going to do? Which one is the base? The Aussie is the base and the dollar is the quote. Okay, Aussie ebadde stable nnyo the whole of today. Australian dollar ebadde too stable the whole of today. Okay, ebadde too stable the whole of today, and it is taking over currencies ezisinga. So this is something really good. If you bought the Aussie dollar, you made some good money if you look for perfect entry. So let's analyze this pair. We all know that the dollar is likely to fall because this is the analysis was actually enough zoom. So what time of the day are you looking for? You're looking at a half past 8 o'clock. Sorry, anything past midnight. There. This was the manipulation. Manipulation logically ku 80 level. That is the level there. Okay, we call it the manipulation at midnight. Okay, at midnight. So at our trading that pair at midnight, you already, this was the manipulation. This is what I told you not to chase. This one here at around 45 minutes past 5 o'clock in the morning, not this one. Okay, manipulation neither by the 50 level here. So it is buying. If the dollar keeps selling and this one keeps buying, what to do? You're going to look for only opportunities. Okay, you're only going to look for opportunities. So this one is forming a retail head and shoulder. Okay, the dollar index, 15 minutes chart, we have the retail head and shoulder. They're forming this. They are looking at something like head and shoulder. Okay, they are looking at something like this. Buy and they sell. Okay, this is what retailers are looking at, but Wengagwe entries to institutional levels. So if the dollar keeps selling and selling and selling, you're going to, and this one keeps buying, uwoja kola kasente kalungi nnyo when you buy here. Okay, uwoja kola kasente kalungi when you buy here. Let's look at which one? JPY. At JPY, twina something here. Let's say card here. Then on our left hand side, we need JPY. The card is consolidating here, and the JPY is also consolidating. Okay, ukuvira dala sawa meka 5 o'clock in the morning, the New York time. The Canadian dollar has been consolidating, rather the Japanese, the Japanese yen. Naye yatuwadde drop nungi wano at midnight. The Japanese yen gave us a drop at midnight. Okay, it gave us a drop, but the Canadian dollar is still doing what? It is still consolidating. So ku card JPY tuwedane ka trend kano ka consolidation katono. I marked the 50 level here. I marked the 50 level, but we should keep waiting. Okay, we should keep watching price. If the Japanese yen keeps dropping, Jalabanti, okay, this one will be affected. Okay, and not a affected because one of consolidation isn't a certain consolidation for the last 3 to 4 hours, I think. Okay, we've been consolidating once you are 50 level. Manipulation jebakoze ku Japanese yen, it ran nekoma ku 50 level. Nedda mu consolidating wano wansi. So are they accumulating orders to buy? It is possible to see the Japanese yen drop. Then, okay, and once it drops, this one will buy here. Okay, it will go through. It will. So those are tragic points. Sema GBP USD. Let's look at the GBP USD as well. So as usual, we will two currencies, the GBP there and the USD here. Okay, so what are we looking at exactly here? The pound was buying and the dollar was selling. naye kati tulaba they are repricing the dollar, and so are they trying to reprice the pound. Okay, and so are they trying to reprice the pound. The Asian dealing range highs and lows. Tozerabira. Do not forget the dealing ranges. Okay, the highs, the dealing range high and the dealing range low. Do not forget them. So we see this high here. That high is taken to a consolidation to reprice. Then we buy again. Okay, so wano twinzo funao that move mpaka wano, then it sells. Okay, because remember we are all expecting a downtrend dollar. Okay, we are all expecting a down. Okay, GBP USD price. Okay, you're not chasing price. So this one Ediku above the 60 level, we have the smart trading entry 70 right there. Okay, right there. This blue short. Okay, we see something. Is it the Denga Amawili? But it's not the news. You are not chasing price, you will wait. If it trades below the 50 level, you will wait for it to come back to the 50 level before you sell. Okay? If it comes to the 50, if it trades through the 50 level, if it goes below the 50 level, you will wait for price to come back to the 50 level before you sell. Okay? You're not chasing price. You're not going to sell anyhow. You're not going to sell with wallaba, but you wait for it to retrace, then boom, take your short. USD AUD, that is AUD USD ate twamuzemo. So euro Aussie, let's look at the euro AUD. Let's have a look at the euro AUD. Ano abasoka tubeera ne euro, then abasemba ne tubeera ne Aussie euro. Ku euro we had a drop some time back last week, twabadde ne drop, then tukyali mu consolidation here, while the Aussie twagambye Aussie eri mu kugula. So here you sell. Okay, ku euro Aussie you look for opportunities to sell. Okay, what time analysis ojikola midnight. Okay, you look for opportunities to enter the market at midnight. So right there, price yakolese. Okay, do not chase price, but it gave you another opportunity right here for smart trading entry, which is the 40 level, the level below 50. That is the smart trading entry right there. Okay, the 40 level, the dot, that is today, July 4th. Okay, right there. Once you see this, for institutional levels and smart trading entries, believe me, those are the only entries you can ever trust. Price will never reprice here until nga tumaze okulaba rejection ku either euro or Australian dollar. This was a smart move. How many pips? Close to 63, and I think it is still going lower below these lows here. Okay, see all these lows, have those here. So you're not chasing price, because if you chase price here, then you olinda bulinzi smart trading entry to give you a short. Genda ku chart olabe if you have a trending market. Webera mu downtrend, let it go past the 50 level. You use the 50 or the smart trading entry to execute your trades. If you chase price, wobanga toyingiride ku institutional levels, you're going to find yourself mu color red, and tekiba kirungi okwesanga ng'oli mu color red, because it will affect your trading here. Eyes on the Australian dollar, sorry, the Canadian dollar, because we have high volatility news expected. If it doesn't affect the market now, we are going to give it 1 hour. What is affecting the market right now, we are going to give it something like 1 hour. Okay, 1 hour is enough for us to wait. Naye nze bulijjo, I come here to analyze the market with you. I show you what I look for. You ask me and we do the analysis together. Kupeya gyolaba nti gyogenda trading. Zino streams ever ziba za ssaawa emu, tetugenda past 1 hour, because nange ebiseera ebisinga mba njagala genda ku charts and you do the same analysis. I look for entries ku pair zemba nga nategese. So 55 minutes, in the next 5 minutes we shall be ending the stream. We shall why am I not considering the imbalance on euro? Which imbalance? Okay, if I talk about the imbalance, you're saying token. If I talk about the imbalance, this means whichever imbalance you see here, you will expect price to feel it. Like we have an imbalance here. Okay, we have an imbalance there. We have imbalances all over. But this is what you do. Trade with the big boys. What are they doing here? The Aussie is gaining strength against the euro. It is a downtrend. If they are to reprice, they are only going to use institutional levels to reprice. Okay, bakalete katono nnyo, then they sell. Okay, because they are not giving you downtrend. Remember, waliwo abalaba gundi abagenda okulaba eno nga lower low, okay, below this low here. Okay, they are these folks that are doing this. Okay, I want you to look at this carefully. They see 1, 2 and 3 to buy. While they buy here, for you are selling. Okay, I'm not talking about the institutional level, sorry, the imbalance here, because I already have what I need the most, the 40 level. The smart trading entry, it's not an institutional level, it's a level below 50. Okay, if price doesn't come to the 50 level, I am sure it will come to the 40, then eberezemu. Because if we are to always look at institutional areas of imbalance, we have an imbalance, and I doubt if price ever came to that level. You only use the imbalance in a smart way. 1 minute charts. Okay, you only use an imbalance to either 1 minute chart to look for entries. Okay, here I'm looking at institutional levels and a smart trading entry here. While the other folks are having this trend line to buy, you sell here to smart trading entry or to institutional level. Why? Because okay, the one problem I have with MATAF is the long wicks on the candles. It looks disorganized. Okay, you can if you're using a computer, one on the side here, you can still squeeze it. Okay, naked I want to see no lava bulungi your charts right here Monsonda. Okay, you can if it is too wide, also logical narrow from here. You can narrow the charts from here. It has that option, whether you use a smartphone or a computer, just like I've done here. Okay, just like I've done here. JMAGS Euro USD ndoza twagikozeeko dda, but for your sake, let's have the Euro USD. Let's have the Euro USD here. Okay, few minutes before we close, let's have the Euro, then the USD here. So the Euro is consolidating and the dollar is selling. What do you do? What do you do there? You have to go long. Okay, the Euro is trying to take these highs here. This is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at these highs noonya zino highs bbiri wano. I am looking at this, at least this range, okay? At least this range, this high and this low. If I have this one as my Asian range, I want to see price trade above, give me a failure swing, then sells. Okay? Trades above these highs, gives me a failure swing, then it sells. If it takes this low, we're also coming for this low in the future. So nebye bitono essaawa emu eweze. Let me Euro USD. Euro USD entry on institutional levels. Euro USD. Euro USD. Euro USD. We see if the dollar is selling, then the euro is consolidating around here. We are tuli ku 50 level, one price really consolidating it one. But remember, we said we are looking at the institutional level, the 80, and above the 80 level we have these things here. We have these highs here, okay? Then this other area of imbalance, which I wouldn't consider, but only be looking at the zero level. So on above zero level. Why aren't you considering the imbalance? Okay. USD CHF. Let's first look at the dollar, then the Swiss. USD on my left hand side because it's the base. Then the CHF, the Swiss, on my left hand side because it's the quote. The CHF, the dollar is selling and the Swiss is also selling. What do you do here? Obeera consolidation. Okay, you're going to consolidate. Price is going to consolidate. What are we generating? Liquidity. Okay, one or two to generating liquidity. One or two to generating liquidity. It's dropping and this other one is dropping. Now we're going to look for the Asian dealing range high and low USD CHF. Okay, USD CHF, you're going to look for Asian ranges, highs and lows. So here, what do you see? Since price opened here, okay, to consolidation. We have this area of imbalance. We also have a 20 level up there. I'm looking at a smart trading entry. Okay, we're good to a smart trading entry. Bolaba chart eno tulimu downtrend. Okay, we've been selling token. These 40 levels below the 50. Smart money etiranyo zitunulira these levels here. You're only using institutional levels for entries. Wonokozesa ebibyo you might. Okay, and remember the goal is to be profitable in the forex market.